does not take 2 days to get from Prague to London, not even driving. But regardless, during this time skip, we somehow conveniently meet with Miller, and they all join us on Chicane's flying machine, which assumes we arrived in London and were waiting around for this unknown time period where the events of this undisclosed meeting were to take place, which was all in a gut feeling by Adam of a conversation he heard while drugged and nearly unconscious. I'm not sure about this time-skipping chicanery, but I'm not happy about it. At least Mary isn't pulling an MG Simulation 2.0. Miller tells Adam they're going alone on the roof of some building to talk to Nathaniel Brown about security protocols. We're to meet with his security dude, Liam Slater, while our task force of dudes with guns, led by MacReady, go do something else. Because having a squad of dudes with guns would totally screw up the Deus Ex gameplay. How completely natural and convenient for this story. We go to meet with Mr. MacGuffin, but he's not around, and Adam gets that gut feeling again because he talked to some dude. Tells this to Miller and MacReady, and of course he starts sneaking around in ducks. When in doubt, and no other options, just crawl around in some ducks. We contact the two again, and they decide we need to get into MacGuffin's office and turn on some security something or other switch because, of course, the guy in charge of security would have some technical switch that only his console would control, as opposed to, I don't know, a system administrator or something like that. Adam and the team are getting camera feeds of at least 2 compromised security teams who are now mingling among the guests.
Fuck! They're everywhere, circulating among the guests. What are they playing at? Why aren't they fucking shooting yet? Jensen, any sign of Marchenko or the Orchid?
Negative. Neither. Miller, can you get to Brown?
I'm moving to him now, but Jensen, we need to know if the Orchid is in play. Get down here, circulate and find a key to that door. One of the guards must have it on him.
Copy that. It'd be easier if I knew how many guards I'm dealing with.
So Miller wants us to get through a heavily secured door that leads to the catering area to figure out if Orchid is in play. Okay, that's assumed that's where the Orchid drug is in, and that's in that room somewhere, or a room. I guess that's logical. Aside from drinking an injection, it's safe to say that it can be ingested, so catering, sure. I'd appreciate it if the narrative actually told us that very obvious and simple connection, but we just assume that's the case here.
But we don't want all hell breaking loose down here, so take them down quietly. Mac, you rally with Jensen ASAP. I'll pick up Brown and get him safe. Good luck, man.
Ah, finally. So Miller is telling us this is a stealth mission, but he didn't say how we can take them down. Lethal or non-lethal. Aside from doing it quietly.
Got eyes on some of the guards, but there's no telling which one has the keycard.
Well, you'll find it soon enough, mate, because you need to take them all out. Can't have anyone in the weeds, yeah? And do it quietly. I'm close to your position now. I'll see you soon.
Sure, no problem. Let me just run around while wielding a sniper rifle. I guess it'll be quiet. I guess no one really pays attention to a 6'1" dude as he knocks people out over the head. Yeah, totally normal. So the gameplay is to knock out all these guys, or maybe even kill them stealthily. Luckily, no one in the party seems to care about these 4 security guys in the first hall we have entered and that have now collapsed to the ground. I'm assuming they wouldn't be too happy if we stealth killed them, but I really can't say. We get to catering, and MacReady and Adam can't contact Miller over their communication device, which to Miller, I believe, was his cell phone. We finally find Miller, who's disabled on the ground, and discover that Orchid is in the champagne bottles. Suddenly, Victor contacts us over our comms, which causes Adam some pain, and says he's put bombs over the residential buildings, which I'm guessing are those helical-looking buildings he's looking at right now. And it's all because of us.
Because of your interference, I had to place explosives in the residential towers across the way.
Hey, that's sweet of you, Victor. But if you knew I was in the building, what are you hoping to accomplish by killing a bunch of randos across the street? Just to have a one-on-one conversation with us? Can't you do it right now? So you're sending a third team you may have had under your sleeve there away from your position to leave you vulnerable? Well, I guess you're rather confident. And isn't that convenient for our Deus Ex gameplay, of course? So Victor demands we go meet him right now, or else he'll detonate the bombs. MacReady's team is off to go find those bombs, and we're off to go meet with Victor. We then got the choice of stopping Victor or saving the delegates. This is also dependent on how you completed your branching path previously. If you have the Orchid antidote, you can give some to Miller, even though he says to save it for others. So we give Miller the antidote orally, although there's no indication of how much he should consume, nor are we aware how lethal his normal wounds are. Also, shouldn't he be exploding on us about now? I mean, does it even have any augments? Is Miller augmented? Is this even lethal to non-augmented people. I'm not too sure what this virus is going to do to him. Miller says something like he loves us and we should go save other people and stop Victor. Now the great thing about this option is even though we've made a choice already, the game is now on a timer. We have about 10 minutes. It doesn't really matter whether you get to the delegates or to Victor first, so long as you were quick, all about going from one to the other. Of course, in order to get the antidote in the first place, you had to do the VersaLife Bank mission instead of saving Allison. So instead of saving the delegates, we go and stop Victor. So we zap him and punch him to the ground. We rush over to the delegates. Luckily and amazingly, no one has sipped their champagne, and we tell them not to drink it. Brown throws his glass to the ground, and they go evacuate to the roof. Now, this is a heck of a coincidence. While this is all based on your efficiency, which is a good gameplay function, I admit that, I'm still surprised no one sipped their champagne. It's just unbelievable no one was tempted at all. And because we already took out Victor, the game just skips to prahahaha. And we're chilling with Alex, and for some inexplicable reason, Adam doesn't trust Janice. And he wants to set up a meeting or else he'll track him down himself? Okay.
Janus always seems to have the inside track. Except when it really matters. Either he sets up a meeting, face to face, or I find him myself. I think it's high time we met the man behind the mask, Alex. Don't you?
Criminals may have achieved the impossible in Prague last week.
Okay, Adam, why do you feel this way? Why is Janice suddenly so important? Because he knows stuff? I'm not following this line of logic, really, nor does the story care to share us the sudden reasoning Adam has provided. So Eliza on the news reports that Rucker died of an alcohol overdose, that she wants the Human Restoration Act to go through in the UN so people like Victor aren't allowed to go about their business, and Tibor is on TV saying how Ark is innocent.
I am sorry, young man, but methinks thou doth protest too much.
And that's the second time Eliza might have used that catchphrase, and then we get a title. Hooray, we're done. Then we jump to a cutscene with the Illuminati, and Elizabeth ends up being an associate of Dr. Delara, whoever Elizabeth was, who then starts talking to the main guy, whoever this guy is. She then tells us supposedly Adam is stable and is about to meet up with Janice, and it's only a matter of time. And then the game's over. How Delara knows we want to meet with Janice, I have no idea. This could completely undermine the concept of what the Illuminati was doing, how Chicane was the supposed mole who told others we were going to go to Switzerland at the time, and other things like why didn't Delara just tell everyone about everything we were about to do? I mean, did the Illuminati want us to defeat their plans? What exactly was going on there? Or was Delara purposely holding back information? What does she know, and how does she know it? And to most players, the reason why it feels like the game just ends is that because there's no arc here, there's no dramatic structure, there's no culminating thing to come to. Jensen didn't really challenge himself. I mean, yeah, he made choices, but not at his heroic expense, not due to one of his flaws that he had to overcome, and one of those choices had him change in one way or the other, or due to the antagonists and their manner upon which they attacked Adam's flaws. I mean, from plot point to plot point, things just kept jumping with an unclear goal in mind. This felt like simply solving another mission. It just happened to be a bit bigger. Adam just saved X people or Y people, and if you play it right, you can save them both. I mean, that's a great gameplay option, but it's kind of bad or poor for having a satisfying storytelling. If we look back to the branching path, did Adam feel remorse for not saving Allison? Did that choice even matter to him? I mean, without a new motivation or plot for Adam to readjust his sights, the story becomes rather flaccid and empty. It becomes almost devoid of meaning in that sense. This is not what you want from your characters or your endgame scenario. And that's it. That's the plot. It just ends. We're done. Stay tuned for my final video.
MacCready, bomb threat's neutralized. Marchenko's down, and he won't be getting up for a while.
Great. Leave me the honors of cuffing the bastard. What about Brown and the delegates?
I'm heading to the meeting room now, but chances are it's too late. I'll let you know. Jensen out.